Hi, I'm Gretchen,
And I'm Becca.
and we're two curious ladies on an adventure to learn more about cooking, cannabis.
And the fine art of gluttony. Join us every 10 days or so as we get high and make our way through a recipe.
Step inside and let the consumption begin. And we're running.
Whew.
Today we're
Okay.
running.
Whew. Yes, we're running. We're not really running. We just hit record too soon. We weren't ready. But it is cold out and we are ready to spice up our mouth.
We'll see how spicy it ends up being because
Yeah.
we are making hot sauce today. Something
Ah!
I've never done before.
No, me neither, obviously. But shocking that you haven't made it just for funsies, like you
Yeah.
do with a lot of things.
I didn't really grow up on spicy food. Very white, very Midwestern white. I mean, it wasn't like it was impossible to find spicy food. It was there, it was available. I just did not seek it out. Hot sauce just didn't really factor into my life that much.
Mhm.
And it does now. And maybe today's is just the first step in a weird journey.
In a hot, spicy, weird journey. Maybe hot, maybe spicy.
But we'll preface everything that we're doing here today with we are not chili experts or spice experts, so we're probably not going to get into that at all. We might dip into it lightly just because I
We
don't
can't
know.
avoid, we always get ourselves into things. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
We're making hot sauce. As you can tell, this time of the year, we're tired. We're always tired, but we're trying to just do some fun pantry power ups for everybody. You listened to our tomb journey last
yeah.
time. Now we're trying a hot sauce journey.
We didn't break Tomb. Tomb broke us or broke me. I'm not sure.
Or healed you. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. TBD.
DVD. What are you smoking while we attempt our little condiment pantry power up situation?
Well, I've already had a half a joint of passion fruit. I can't remember if I've smoked this on the podcast before. I feel like I have, not
Maybe.
100% sure. It's quite nice. It is a sativa, which is something I don't typically do, but I got really excited because it was called passion fruit. And I'm trying to go with the 100% straight right now. We'll see how this ends up. So, what are you smoking today?
I have some flour that I used just a little bit ago with my bong. Love it. But it is Stardew Haze. It has myrcene, caryophyllene, limonene, 26% THC, although I put 26% ampersand THC. And I was like, what's that? But yes, 26% THC, no CBD. But I also did have a little bit of the Sai Tai Wap
Oh.
indica, just a little puffer on
Mhm.
that one. I'm in a good place. I am feeling very excited to take on our hot sauce journey. We decided not to really drink anything while we do this, although I am still drinking a hard cider.
No one's stopping you. I'm not going to
No,
stop you.
no. I need the sweetness for the hot sauce, I think. I
Mm.
decided. Yeah, like much like your passion fruit.
Yeah,
It will be a good balance.
I think so. Sounds like a good idea.
So we're tempting hot sauce. We didn't exactly get the peppers that we wanted. We also looked at a couple of different methods, I guess you could say, of making hot sauce. And a couple of them were like a multi-day process. We sometimes it multi-months in some cases, but we
Yeah.
settled on this can be a whole thing, but we settled on just a make in one session. But as part of that learning process, we did come across these two methods, like I said, of a fermented versus a non-fermented.
Mhm.
And obviously, this is not my wheelhouse. So, Gretchen, can you tell me what is the difference between the sauce we'll make today, like we said, a non-fermented quick version versus a much longer process where that fermentation is happening?
So this passion fruit is hitting me quite hard. So I'm letting you know, Becca.
We'll take our time. I'll just ask the questions. If you get
Yeah.
lost, let me know. But
Okay.
let's start with non-fermentation.
If you're not fermenting, you're going to get the more sort of pure fruit flavor. of the pepper that you're using or the chili that you're using. All the recipes we looked at recommended using fresh chilies. Now, obviously, there are sauces out there that use dried chilies or whatever. Not what we're doing today. We barely were able to find chilies to begin with.
Yes, we're doing our best here today.
Yeah. Or at least red ones, because that was also highly
Yes.
recommended.
We very much both wanted a red hot sauce today, but
We're getting orange. I'm making mine orange. Yours is unfortunately going to be green, but
it's
maybe
gonna be
it'll be
green.
pretty. Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be pretty. It just won't
Yeah.
be the red of my dreams, but
Yes.
that's okay. So, like you said, the way that we're making it gives you more of the fruitiness of the pepper.
Right. If you can call it that.
Right, whatever that means for a hot, spicy thing. Yes.
Whereas if you do a fermented style, which now I really want to do with these peppers that I've found, I want to make a fermented style because I think it'd be very interesting. But where you're going to have some of those sugars that are part of the fruit of the chili pepper that are going to end up being converted into alcohol or carbon dioxide, or possibly even going over to the vinegar acetic acid side, just enhances those flavors. It's a evolution of the flavors of your hot sauce.
Yeah, that makes sense because not only adding time, do you add more complexity and more cohesion of
Exactly.
things.
Thank you.
So time, but then the fermentation, I imagine it a little volcano under the water that's just like just real slow over time, just kind of like
Hmm.
floating things around, just
Yes.
making things
Yeah.
like even out a little more, just freshening things up so that it, in addition to time, adding complexity, this fermentation is making sure every part of the batch gets the same mix and stuff. It's all getting mixed up together to be super. We're
It's
one,
most,
dude. Yeah.
yeah, for one. Yeah. More to the oneness of the hot sauce. Yes.
We are both very high.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I think we fully explained. Yeah, totally explained the whole fermentation versus not fermentation.
Super chill, dude. But what else does fermenting it do in addition to changing the flavor, let's say?
Well, you could get some probiotics depending on if you pasteurize it or not, but you could always pasteurize it to a low temperature as well. So, like, not quite bringing it to a full boil or just sort of heating it up to sterilize it some, especially if you need it to be shelf stable. If you don't need it to be shelf stable and are just going to really keep it in the fridge, it doesn't really matter if you get rid of that. So, you could even get some of those good probiotic things that are happening in anything fermented that also could be an added benefit in your hot and
Yeah.
spicy sauce.
Yeah. And your hot and spicy maybe sauce. I know this is a sidetrack, so I'll make it real quick. But speaking of probiotics, I did read that if you are drunk before you go to bed, you should have something with probiotics. So a yogurt, a kombucha, maybe their fermented hot sauce, maybe not. But then in the morning, you should have your greasy fast food meal because those two things will help avoid the hangover the best.
Okay.
There you go.
I mean, I always agree with the greasy food theory, but yes, we'll need to try the yogurt probiotic something.
No more sidetracks from me. Anything else about fermenting versus not fermenting hot sauces? No.
Not really. I didn't do a
Yeah,
ton of research. I didn't have that
sure.
much time to get down to
No.
like what it does it do this special thing to this enzyme. Da, 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 da. No, I didn't have time for that this week.
No.
So
And honestly, I am glad because I probably would not take it in. And the thing about what I've seen about hot sauces is you can do kind of a lot with it and you can get real serious and barrel age it and put it can be
oh
a whole thing. And we
well,
are not about to do that.
I did want to say that I just learned that Tabasco is made by barrel aging and fermenting their peppers for 3 years. So that is the Tabasco way of things. And so I found that really interesting. I was like, oh, so they're even going for the barrels and stuff. We do it in the
Yeah.
barrel. We ferment in a barrel. Okay.
Yeah. There's hot sauce heads out there. We are not
Oh,
among
no.
them.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no.
we're not even approaching that.
No,
remotely.
not
So
even close. But you did mention Tabasco. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the different styles of hot sauce because the one we're making today is what would be called a Louisiana style hot sauce.
correct.
And Tabasco is a type as well.
Correct.
What I found is that what makes a Louisiana style is that it is slightly salty and has a combination of chili peppers, vinegar, and salt and is pureed. And in the case of Tabasco, like you said, they take it a step further to ferment it.
I've never really cared for Tabasco. Maybe I just don't like barrel-aged peppers.
Maybe not. Yeah. So another style is picante, which is a Mexican style sauce that has the same thin consistency as Louisiana style, but either uses no vinegar or just a minimal amount of vinegar. And this is made of a combination of chipotle, habanero, jalapeno, or pequen chilies. And Cholula would be a version of picante hot sauce.
Okay.
Okay. So then sriracha would be very similar in that it's red chilies, sugar, salt, garlic, and vinegar. And so that one has the sugar component. Just a few different styles of sauce that I have in my house. There's a bunch of other like harissa, gochujang, chili garlics, chili paste, chili oils. There's a bunch of stuff that would be really fun to explore at some point, but we're keeping it simple today again. Super simple.
It's like I could go on a sidetrack, but I think maybe we should just get into our ingredient list and talk about which peppers we're each using and then get into it.
Let's do it. Would you read the ingredients, please?
We're using our recipe from the Practical Kitchen. So we're starting with 5 ounces of peppers. I found some manzano peppers, which are supposed to be a little more fruity, kind of interesting. That was what was available other than habanero, and I was not going full habanero today.
Nope, that makes sense. And I'm doing jalapeno, which was not what I wanted. I wanted a red Fresno, which I understand to be very similar to a jalapeno, but still, like we said, I wanted that red. I don't know why. I just wanted a red hot sauce. But anyway, yes, jalapeno.
You can get red jalapenos, you know.
I know, but not where I was.
Okay, I know. I'm just saying.
I
You
know,
know that
I know.
that
Next time.
that it happens.
This is just our test. This is just how would it work? And then
Right.
we can go from there.
We're using 5 ounces of peppers, 2 ounces of medium shallots. I don't know why the medium is specified. Half an ounce of garlic cloves. This is about 5 cloves smashed. I haven't smashed mine. 3 whole peppercorns.
1 teaspoon diamond kosher salt, but if you're using any other brand, half as much.
3 ounces of distilled white vinegar. We're going to need some special equipment for this because we're doing hot sauce and we're using hot peppers. So if you're really sensitive to peppers, and what I did find today when I was cutting my manzanos, which are not particularly spicy, but of the medium variety. So every time I cut into that, there was like a spray of pepper juice. And I had not gone to find my goggles like I wanted to. And I kind of wished I had them, but I also would have needed to cover my nose because it was going up my nose more than anything.
Did you wear your gloves?
I did wear my gloves. So yes,
Okay.
Gloves, very important. Did seem like things were quite spicy after that. So could smell it. It was spicy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So gloves are a great idea for any hot peppers. And a blender and a strainer. And I'm using a stick blender.
And I'm using a stand blender. What?
I think it's just a blender.
A blender.
I think you only have to modify if it's stick blender.
Okay. So I'm using a blender.
Yeah. When you get into this process, one of the reasons we're not drinking today is you do not want to touch peppers and then touch yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Or your tampon, like Rebecca did one time.
I always forget about that story. And it's,
that was horrible.
I think I block it out because it's traumatic. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I just keep bringing it up inappropriately. So it's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but we also do need a sterilized jar
Oh, yes. Thank you.
for the completed product
Yes. And a funnel and a strainer.
and a funnel and
I
a
did. Okay.
scale.
Scale if you're weighing
How
things.
how accurate do you need to be with the measurements? It's loose, right?
It's loose. I think that's why they also gave quantities. So it was like
Mm-hmm.
2 medium shallots should give you this quantity and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And world level?
World level 1. This should be pretty
One.
easy. I mean, other
Okay.
than the jar sterilization, but if you're lazy like us and just throw it in a 200-degree oven until you're ready to use it, it's a good way
Yeah.
to go.
You've cut up your peppers and your shallots.
Yes.
I've cut up my shallots and I am using a long black peppercorn that Gretchen sent me instead of 3 little whole peppercorns. But other than that, I have to cut up my peppers. So when we go into the kitchen, I'm going to cut up my peppers and Gretchen's going to talk us through the steps. Okay, hot sauce, here we go.
Hot sauce, here we go. Here are the steps. Turn your oven on to 275. Once you've washed the jar, you can just go ahead and toss it in there and let it sit in there until you're ready to use it. Step 1, remove the stems from the peppers, cut them in half lengthwise. Remove and discard the seeds and ribs according to desired heat levels. So if you want to keep a little extra heat, keep your seeds and ribs. I got rid of all of that because I bought extra peppers today. That's all gone for mine. I'm going to make mine as fruity as possible and roughly chop the peppers into pieces approximately 2 inches in size. This is rough. You do not have to be very exact about this at all. It's just get it cut up into smallish pieces. And make sure you're using your gloves. Put the chopped peppers and the rest of the ingredients into a medium-sized saucepan. Bring it to a boil, then cover and reduce to a lightly bubbling simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. Be careful when moving the lid. That vinegar seed is potent. Oh, this is the point when your goggles will come in handy if you want to, be freewheeling with the lid on your pot. Make sure you're wearing goggles because otherwise you will regret it later. Well, you'll regret it as soon as that steam hits your face, I guess, not later. While still hot, pour everything into a powerful blender. Slowly increase the speed from low to high. This is sort of important because you'll get a lot of kickback from those spicy bits and they'll fly right in your face. So you want to take the speed on your blender up slowly and process until completely smooth. This may require a few minutes of blending. More blending, the better. Step 5, which I don't think I've said 2, 3, or 4, but step 5, pour still hot sauce through a strainer into a funnel set up on the mouth of your hot, sanitized hot sauce bottle. Oh my God, that sentence. You may need to do this in a few batches. Becca is losing her shit. I don't know if it's because it's spicy over there or because I'm being funny. It's me. Oh, okay. Thank you. You may need to do this in a few batches. Use a small spatula to press the sauce through the strainer, occasionally lifting the strainer to scrape the sauce off the bottom and into the funnel. Seal the bottle tightly, let the hot sauce cool at room temperature, then store in the refrigerator or at room temperature for up to 8 months. So there you go. Those are the steps.
Well done.
Thanks.
I'm back.
I was like, oh no, I'm doing this without Becca. No one's here to wheel me in. Shit.
Oh, that was funny. Here's what I took away from it. Cut up my peppers. I removed the majority of the stems. I left a fair amount of seeds for some spice. I didn't want the stems. I don't know why. I'm going to put these into a saucepan with like everything. The shallots, the garlic, the
Correct.
pepper.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to boil it for 20 minutes. Oh, the vinegar too. I forgot to say that. And then we just kind of like go from there.
Yes.
But I forgot what you said, but there's something you said that made me laugh really, really hard when I was cutting my peppers. And I wish I knew what it was, but it was very funny.
I think it was when I got really tripped up by the still hot sauce. And
I think so. Yes.
Was commenting on that.
Oh, that was a good one. Oof, right. Okay. Oh, I gotta press my garlic in, but I guess I can put everything else in.
Yeah, I think so.
And we put the lid on this, right? Because
yes.
You said careful removing it.
Yeah, we don't want to this is not something you want to let boil freely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Bring it to a boil first and then put the lid on?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I had a question too about the hot sauce. Is the lid off when we're blending it because it is so hot?
You should at least take the
Plastic hole.
center,
Okay.
piece out. Yes. I wouldn't do a fully open container because hot sauce.
But it is closed. I mean,
Yeah.
mostly.
Right. You just want
Okay.
something where the hot air can escape.
Okay.
And don't stick your face in front of the hot air.
Right. Okay. And stay away.
Stay out.
Okay, it's been 20 minutes with boiling of our peppers and vinegar and garlic and peppercorn. And Gretchen popped hers open. I saw the steam of hot spicy vinegar pop past her face. How was it?
Steamy, vinegary, mildly unpleasant. Not too bad.
Okay.
But yeah,
Not too bad.
there's definitely some spice there. Oh, there you go. Look at that steam escaping.
Smells so good.
Yeah,
I have a lot of liquid. You had remarked that you might need more liquid.
I think I need a little more liquid, yes.
Okay.
Particularly since I'm stick blending mine, and
Oh, sure. Should I remove the big peppercorn before I blend it? Yes?
I don't think so.
No,
Because
it's
I don't
fine?
think
Okay.
I don't think it'll get chopped up really. So
Okay. Just pluck it out. So you're gonna add more liquid or more vinegar as the liquid.
just a little bit, and I think I'll add some water too, but we'll see.
Okay.
Since I like a bunch of acid, like any acidy hot sauce is good for me.
You're not as concerned about the consistency too. So like adding a little
Right.
bit more vinegar is like no big deal.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely not. Not for me. Not a deal breaker.
So now we blend the hot mix.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whew, here we
So
go.
yeah, if you're sensitive, you may want some goggles. Just don't let too much steam hit you in the face. It's
Yeah.
a good rule of thumb.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Mine's all blended. I did get a nice blast of spice in the face, so I'm a little bit coughy. Some coughing going on the side.
You're all done and
I'm-
awake.
Yeah, done blending anyway. So
Yeah.
now I'm about to go for my jarring of the sauce,
Just straining into the jar.
the straining into the jar.
Okay. Whew, here
Off
we
we go on that part.
Hey. Mine is too pureed to strain.
Mine is it's going through, but it's quite thick.
Mine's just sitting in the strainer.
It won't when you like are you scraping it?
It'll drip a little bit, but not really. So I think I'm just gonna let it cool and then pour it into the jar.
Yeah. Well, if you're not worried about putting it on the shelf, then yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay. I guess I'm done.
I guess you are. Like a light pepper chutney or something more than a hot pepper chutney. There you go. You don't even have to strain it if you don't want to. Mine is not very hot saucy. It's quite thick.
Yeah. Smells really good.
Ooh, nice.
I could see it going on pizzas. I bet James would use it on his egg sandwiches in the morning.
Oh, there you go.
In like refried beans with taco night. I like it. Oh my God, this is really good. Oh, I can't stop licking it. Uh-oh. My mouth is burning.
Yeah, I know. It's like, and how many licks can I go before I'm way over the top here?
Right. Uh-oh.
But this has just the right amount of heat for me, where it's like really interesting. It's spicy, but it's not totally numb my mouth spicy. Like it's just perfect. I think it's slightly less than like a jalapeno.
So that is perfect for you.
Yeah.
For me too, what's nice about this one is that it's just sitting on my tongue. I'm not like swallowing it into my throat and everything.
Yeah.
Maybe I just haven't had enough, but at the same time, I like it just sitting right there and I can still taste it, but I don't feel overwhelmed by the spice. I like heat and I like spice, but I hate when you cannot taste anything else because of the heat and the spice. And this feels like it would just complement
other things.
So yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Better flavor. Yeah.
We made hot sauce.
We made hot sauce. All right.
We take our hot, spicy thoughts and get the fuck out of here, I guess. We will go. We are done.
Time to get it. Time to go. Yeah. All
Time
right.
to go. Okay.
Stuff will be posted. Yeah. It's gonna be amazing.
Stuff will be posted. We might have pictures. We just definitely will have more adventures. no matter what.
Yes. So many adventures.
Off we keep going.
Off we keep going. Clap, 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 clap.
Clap, clap.